Okay, guys. Today I'm going to be doing a replay analysis of a game I had on Illaoi. I'm going to just explain the build path that I go on her nowadays, what I think is the best build path, and just a few tips and some insights that can maybe help you when you play her. So first of all, you notice my build. I've been going for this a lot, the Regio beats, on a lot of top lane champions. As you can see here, they have a very high base health regeneration. This brings a lot of sustain into the laning phase, so it makes it really easy for you to get out of matchups where um, you lose trades easily in, for example, into Teemo with Aerie. If I would go for a Corrupting Potion or for a Doran Shield, my sustain just wouldn't be as good as it would be with this setup. So this is why I do it. And also, the resale value of these beads are really high. So when you compare this to a Doran Shield, it sells for a lot more and it provides you with the usefulness in laning phase that you would want just to make it out of laning phase, right? So right off the bat, I get the question asked a lot. I build these on Darius, Illaoi, and on Trent also. All those champions have decently high base regeneration. Uh, so it's worthwhile on them. Um, Besides rune setup, I've been going Klepto on Illaoi. I was doing Conqueror for some time, but Klepto feels a lot better for lane phase and it has value all across the game as your spirit gives you a few stacks of Klepto pretty easily every time you take it, as well as your W, easy way to get Klepto proc. So I think I think is what feels the best right now for me, with the secondary being second wind and unflinching most of the time. You can make this into bone planing if you want. Um, but yeah, there you go, guys. Go for the runes, and as you can see, I've been taking Ghost also. On other top lane champions, I'm taking Ghost, and the reason why is the teleport. At least in solo queue, it's a lot hard. It's really hard to get a lot of value out of teleport. You'll see people teleporting to lane, you know, just to get a few CS or um, obviously they can TP to help their teammates. But why I've been liking the Ghost is because I think one of my strengths is team fighting. So this makes my team fighting a lot. It has a lot more potential for team fighting. So that's why I like it personally. You guys can try that out, or you guys can just do teleport or whatever you guys prefer. But that's just me. Anyway, I'm going to just be explaining my thought process in laning phase and throughout the game, and see hopefully you guys can learn something from watching. So yeah, this is pretty obvious. You want to always get the first three minions with your Q and also hit the enemy if you can. So I do manage to get at least only two, but I do hit him with a Q. And a lot of these squishy top laners like Teemo, they don't have any sustain, so their health will take a long time to recover. So just landing Qs constantly is really important deal of playing Illaoi. Like when they go for last hits is the best time or when they walk up like that is the best time to go for a Q, right? Um, but yeah, uh, usually when you're not in a matchup where you can win convincingly, you don't want to be pushing in too much early game, okay guys? So here I'm happy with the state of the lane. So if you see me, I'm not hitting minions that don't really necessarily need to die. Like here I get this yes because team is all the way back. I try to get a E, but yeah, I'm purely just last hitting. I'm not auto attack pushing. So you see guys, I'm not auto attack shoving. I'm being very careful, just careful last hitting to keep the lane around this spot. Okay. You only want to be shoving once you in matchups where you know that you can crush your opponent if you do so. So this guy gets pretty weird level 2 gank this game. Doesn't matter. Um, but yeah, one thing about Ghost, you can Ghost to help your jungler if there's any fights, like any early fights in River, which is pretty common. Just ghosting right away to make sure that you help your jungler before the enemy can oftentimes be very impactful. In this situation, my jungler just dies because it's Tristana with Ignite and PTA, so he just dies. But uh, it has its uses like that. Like I just like the summoner. It's pretty nice. And you'll see me run Ghost on like every single top laner, except like Gnar, because Ghost and Gnar doesn't really make much sense since he already has movement speed. He's a range champion with movement speed added to his kit, so that's the only champion I'm running on. Let's see. I just harassing, turn line east. Okay, one thing, guys, is that it's perfect to be pressuring, right? But you never want to give up any kills, okay, guys? You never want to die to jungle ganks. When you pressure, always keep in mind that you can get ganked. So here, even though I'm playing super aggro, um, I'm still kind of respecting the possibility that I can get ganked. And as soon as I notice that I'm getting ganked, um, I just play accordingly to try to at least, so for one, at least buy as much time as I can. If I am to die, I want to at least buy as much time, right? So you see me, instead of pathing up, where I'm obviously going to die, or they have a higher chance of dying if I'm pathing up, um, obviously just ran down. You know, I have a vision on Silas, so I can just play around that. Try to E, unfortunately didn't get it. And then I get a nice outplay on the Teemo, and just managed to flash out of the wait, how did I react to this so quickly? Hold on. Alright, so I see, yeah, Silas is like over the wall, and then I think I react. Yeah, so he flashes, and well, I flash, react perfectly here, but um, basically what I'm trying to explain is that it's a really good playstyle to be pressuring as much as you can, right? As long as you don't die to the jungle gank, okay, guys? So in your games, just make it a priority to just not die to that jungle gank as you're pressuring. So yeah, I think we screw up the bottom gank, but uh, yeah, I make it out of the top gank, and let's see what happens. I think you just recall here, yeah. No, I can't recall. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna show you guys the power of rejuvees. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how good rejuvees are. So since I'm not running teleport, sometimes I am required to stay in lane, which is another reason why I like this setup. Is because look at my health now. So my health is at 300, right? 4 minutes in, my health is at 300, and then just I don't take any damage. I don't think I take any damage. Maybe a little bit. But yeah, Teemo TP's back to lane, and I'm forced to stay, right? But my health is almost at 500 already, just in 20 seconds. In 20 seconds, I gained 200 health, basically. Actually, I think part of it was from the spirit pool, but all I'm trying to say is that this setup just makes laning phase so easy to just make it out and farm into like virtually so many matchups. Even if their jungler comes to gank you, you'll have the sustain needed to just not fall behind. Okay, so that's why I'm encouraging you guys to try this setup. Try this setup on like Darius if you play Darius or Illaoi or Trin. Just try them out. This is really close. I could have queued. Do you have mana to queue? Let's see. No, I was 5 mana off my queue, otherwise I can survive, but Anyway, uh, yeah, with boots and Vamp Scepter, you guys, yeah, so Death's Dance is what I've been doing on Illaoi. First item, I think is the best. I've tried Triforce, first item, but I feel like first item Triforce can backfire and you can fall behind. So I like the attack damage to be able to clear waves pretty quickly or whatever, have burst damage just from base AD. It's pretty useful. Another thing is if you're in any matchups where you have a hard time trading, just try maxing E. I know if you guys play Lawi, a lot of you guys have tried E max. I haven't tried it too much, but in this matchup, I do remember about the E max, and I try to max it. I just I should have 3 points in it by now, but I put the points in Q by mistake. But basically, yeah, E max makes it so that with Klepto especially, you can make it out of bad matchups. So you're playing against a J stop. If you max Q, you're likely not going to win that matchup. But if you max E, you're likely not going to win it anyway, but you'll farm faster and you'll stay healthier. And I don't know, it's just better in those matchups. However, if it was an easy matchup, I would do Q max and I would just be shoving constantly. But like I said, into a lot of bullies, range bullies, you won't be able to do this, so E max is better than. Anyway, with this setup, triple beats and Vam Scepter, I'm going to be running this on Tryndamere from now on also. But basically, this just gives you so much sustain that it will make it so easy to get out of laning phase without being behind ever. Like, you will rarely fall behind with these builds, which is why I like them for my playstyle. Um, so it may be different from what you do, what you guys do. But you can see how hard matchups like Teemo are in general. But just the advantage of having the Reju beats. By having the Reju beats, I have such a high amount of healing. Even when I'm like here, I'm getting experience, but my healing, if you guys see my health bar, it is going up so quickly that I can sustain myself really nicely. If I didn't have this region, this matchup would be awful, and any jungler could just come and dive me, right? I'm sure you guys have trouble with this on Illaoi or on a lot of the champions. Um, so that's why I'm encouraging you guys to. Yeah, thanks, Canon, for that donation. We Canon, thank you for that. Encourage you guys to try this out in your games. Um, and the second I get jungle pressure, I just start hitting minions with my lifesteal. And you guys take a look at my health. It just quickly goes up like by so much. I healed by like 100 plus there. And now, even though I'm lane against Teemo, Airy Teemo, which is probably what no, I think after the nerfs to Nico and Jace, he's probably the strongest bully, like range bully in the game, into melee champions, and I'm sustaining just fine, right? Um, so since I'm high enough HP, I can bait Teemo or I can, help my jungler set up the skill. So I use Ghost just to make this gank easier, which is another use of the summoner spell. The cooldown is not that long, so you can just use it to set up kills easier, like here. With the movement speed, I'm able to just close the gap. Like, look at my movement speed. Like, Teemo has no way of running. He has no hope to run away. So he just tries to come back into us. We barely get the kill. Anyway, I might just skip through this part of the game. Yeah, so the Teemo, since he was put behind by ganks, uh, he falls really far behind. And the purpose of this build is to get to your death stands without being behind, okay? You want to get to death sense without falling behind, without dying unnecessarily or whatever, right? This game, I haven't even gotten to that point, but thanks to my jungler, I'm doing so well already. So this is a game that actually I carried. I did a pretty good job. Well, actually, no, I didn't single-handedly carry. My entire team did well, but I did a lot. So um, just wanted to showcase you guys um, some of the my internal thoughts, and you guys can see how hard it is. Oh, I actually misplayed it quite a bit. I just keep walking into the team, but yeah, you guys can see how clunky Illaoi is sometimes. Where it's really hard to uh, just deal with a lot of range champions. Yeah, like super tough. Uh, yeah, barely managed since I know he has no flash. Okay, one thing I always tell you guys this, or maybe you haven't watched my streams, but if you don't have teleport for whatever reason, if you want to get a recall off, the best time for you to do that would be when a cannon wave is coming. It is the best time for you to recall, okay, guys? For you to reset when cannon waves. So if you're stuck under tower, you're getting harassed, right? Just keep an eye on the next wave that's coming in, okay? So here, I'm getting beat up by this Teemo, Airy Teemo, right? I just messed up once, and he already is beating me up, right? So I'm desperate to get a recall, right? So what do I do? I check the next wave, and then I see, oh, it's a cannon wave, so I can go back soon. So thanks to that information, I stick around a little longer. I know I can just clear this, and then just start my recall right away. And then I'll hopefully get back in time before I lose anything. So you guys will see. You guys will see what happens with a cannon wave. First of all, obviously the enemy champion takes longer to clear the cannon wave, right? And once it crashes onto the tower, the cannon wave eats a lot of tower shots. So I just got a recall off. I was getting beat up. I got a recall off. I only lost 1 minion. Okay? Thanks to this cannon recall timing that I want you guys to practice. Okay? Just practice this. It's extremely good recall timing. Just check the wave. If you want to get a recall, check the next wave. If you're getting pushed in on the tower constantly and you want to get a recall, check the next wave. Is a cannon wave. You will know as soon as I clear this wave, I can recall just as I did. A tip that will help you guys. Okay, now that I have death stance is when I really turn on the pressure, right? Like with death stance Illaoi is so strong, guys. Her AD ratios are so good that death stance just helps her out so much. Um, so I just get to pushing right away. Look at that wave clear. Just one Q clears it, and I think my Q isn't even max. He's level 4, yeah. Anyway, like I take a bad trade like this, but with I mean I only have one Reju beat left, but what I was about to say is that the Reju beats also scale with level, so you can still make use of it even later on. But yeah, with the amount of sustain I have, like Teemo just can't really do much anymore. Basically, a big part of my setups is that a lot of people are playing lane dominant champions right now in top lane. Lane dominant champions, okay guys? They're not necessarily good top lane champions, they're just lane dominant. And most people know how to snowball their lead off of lane to win games, right? And just make your life miserable. That's why you have so many Teemo tops, so many Quinn tops, or whatever freaking, Nico top, or Cannon top, or Jace top, all these people, or Heimerdinger top. What are we playing against? Just all these annoying, obnoxious laning champions. Um, just by having a setup like the ones I've been running, you'll have a much easier time getting out of those matchups and being able to be a top lane champion. Okay, so As I said, once you have this position on Illaoi where you're pushing into tower, it becomes a mind game. Obviously, you want to get an E next to a tentacle. You want to get an E off next to a tentacle. So it's a mind game. So here, when he goes for the cannon, is when I try. I barely miss it, right? But yeah, just like skill shots. When the enemy goes for CS, you try to go for a skill shot. When they go for the last hit, that's very basic. But just practice that, guys. Super basic. Let's see. So you shove right away, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, hit him with a Q. Nice. Okay, I messed up here. Hold on, I'll explain to you guys how I messed up here. Hold on, I don't want to make this too long. Okay, 20 seconds. Alright, so I get an E off pretty close range, right? I ulti. I burst the spirit. One mistake that I do is that I try to predict Q, right? But I have no need because my E has an 80% slow. 80% slow, guys, for 1.5 seconds. So that just sets up your Q to land perfectly, right? So I misplayed by just queuing before, trying to predict that Timo will stay there for whatever reason. I could have just waited for him to get slowed, and then I get a free kill. I think I missed this kill. So you're saying, guys, remember the slow on your E, because it just sets up free kills with your Q, or like it just sets up a free Q. But yeah, he just dies. So that's Illaoi. Sometimes Illaoi does that. I love Illaoi. So she's fun to play because you can tell people like this pretty easily. But anyway, my jungler helped me out a lot this game. But anyway, that's what I'm trying to say. I think that about covers the laning phase. So as far as builds, I think Triforce is really good in solo queue. I was doing Cleaver for a long time, thinking it was the best thing I could get. Um, I think I used to rush Cleaver, if I remember correctly, but this is definitely what feels the best. Makes the most sense to me. Like I'm saying, I've been trying out new builds constantly as I've just returned to the game like 7 months ago. So I'm still updating and trying to improve what I do. And I think this is the top-notch build for Illaoi. So let's see. I'm gonna fast forward to a few points of the game where action happens. Maybe if I can explain my train of thought. So in general, a question that a lot of top laners ask is that, oh, when should I push and when should I group, right? This is a very complex question. Um, but usually you will never go wrong with just pushing first, like getting priority first. Going to your lane first and shoving is usually the better way to go about things as a top laner. Um, yeah, just farming jungle camps with help tentacles. And this is one thing I like to do also in Illaoi. Is well, hold on, I'm not gonna get the chance to, but just staying in the fog of war, like staying hitting in a brush or staying over a wall while you have vision of the enemy, it sets you up for really nice ease. Okay, so something to keep in mind. But here I just rotate because I noticed that they're fighting, and since I shoved already, team was busy, so I just get a free collapse here, and let's see if I misplay this mechanically or yeah, I misplay this quite badly. Because I was trying to cut off the Silas from the Thresh, but he just solos my Lucian. So like here, I think oh this guy's a free kill. I'm gonna go for Thresh so that he doesn't lantern him out for free, and then he just 100 to zeros my Lucian. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna skip through these things. I want to make this compact as I can. Yeah, I messed up there. We kind of throw, but hold on. I'm gonna go to team fights or something like that. Okay, so here, yeah, I'm just pushing. I'm gonna do it times 4. I'm just pushing, getting priority first prio as much as I can, up to tower. You guys will see that I rarely stay and hit towers. This is very inefficient to just hit towers on a lot of champions, unless you destroy towers easily or something. But I mean, if you have demolish, you want to proc demolish. But if you don't have demolish, you rarely ever want to be hitting towers. Okay, you want to just push the minion waves to the tower, but then just do something else, anything else, right? That will help you be most impact. Like I don't when I coach people, I always tell them just don't bother hitting the towers unless they're tower blades. If they're tower blades, obviously you want those, but in general, it's not worth it to just sit there. So this is what I mean. Over the wall, over the wall, and then I try to get E's over the wall where they don't see me. It's a really good way to just surprise people and get an E off. Um, just a small little tip to help you guys. Just gonna time steal this. I hear I get a Negatron Cloak, um, because actually I don't even know why I get this. I should just be finishing my Triforce. I have way too much magic resist, and they have two champions with AD. Um, but yeah, my build on Illaoi is I either go for a since I go for the stopwatch, I either go for a GA. If they have no AP, I'll go for a G, or very, very, very little AP, I go for a GA. If they have decent AP, I'll go for a Stone Plate, just so that I never get bursted, ever. Okay? With Stone Plate, you have so much control over your tankiness that sometimes you're just not gonna get bursted ever, and you'll just stay alive in fights for so long. Um, you guys will see how tanky I get this game, just with just with two just with two defensive items, like two just defensive items. I am so tanky. Um, anyway, hold on. There's a fight here. Maybe I can break something down for you guys. All times half it. Get my ulti off. They back off. I get a W on. Line my E. I think I Q. Or not W again. Yeah. I don't know. There's nothing to break down, I guess. Yeah, it's just I stay alive for a long time with my build. And I just output a lot of damage, I guess. I mean, I didn't get a good ulti off or anything, but I'm still doing damage with the Sheen procs with Death Sense attack damage. I'm still a big threat, so. Anyway, Fog of War. Fog of War is the best way to get E's. As I've been telling you guys, I get an E on Teemo. And just one E, guys, just one E does this much. Okay, guys? So what I want you guys to understand, Illaoi is such a strong champion with her AD ratios. Um, I have 250 AD, and this is how much damage it does with rank 5E, and then it slows him. So look at this. It just sets him up for like to die. Just one E, guys. Just one E. Illaoi, basically, you just need to make it out of laning phase without getting destroyed, and then she's actually a pretty decent champion. So. Uh, Anyway, I think we start winning from now on. So I think I'm gonna skip through a lot of things because we're winning this game. We're gonna win this game. I don't think there's so much to cover. Also, this game was kind of a messy game, a fiesta game, or whatever you want to call it. So I might just keep it simple, and I might just end it here. Just to not make this too long because it's really kind of long. It's like half an hour. Um, but yeah, with this build, I guess I'll show you guys later fights or something. Hold on, here I get 2 kills, I think, or something. What happens? 3734, 834. Um, I think that's it. There's not much that happens this game. I want to show. Okay, never mind. There's a situation here. I want to show you guys how tanky I am with my setup. I get hooked and collapsed on, right? There's two guys on me. A third one's coming. Yasuo's coming to ult me, right? I'm doing my damage. I get hooked and Yasuo ulted, and I just pop my gargoyle here. So you guys saw my health. I was at 1,000 health. There was a chance I could get bursted, but with the gargoyle stone plate, I gain 1,000 more health. And because of the mechanic of my passive, where I heal for missing health, I guarantee that I can stay alive through burst. Okay, with this itemization. So that's what I'm a big fan. But like I said, it won't work every game. Some games GA will be better. Okay, some games GA is gonna be better. Um, but I also build Spirit Visage. She has pretty good healing with that sense also. It's a really good defensive item. I always tell you guys, Spirit Visage is one of the best defensive items for top laners for the healing effects. Since a lot of top laners run Conqueror or a lot of top lane champions have healing in their kits, if you for whatever reason you want a defensive item as a most solid one most of the time. But yeah, with the burst of HP, there's no way they burst me. Anyway, this game was a stomp. I just wanted to cover a lot of the things that I did, which I think I did pretty well this game, covering. So hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown from the early game, and yeah, I hope to see you guys checking out the channel more. Like I said, I'm gonna try to be doing these every day for you guys, just new content on new champions. I mean, not new champions, but the champions that I play. Just every day will be about something different. I'll try to cover different topics and just try to explain myself and see if it helps any of you guys in your ranked games. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, see you next time.